Okay, YouTube, final video in this mini darn gone tragic series. So now we're coming to Ecuador. So to give a summary of all the lands that we have covered gay reparations in America. We have covered homophobia and transphobia on the motherland, the continent of Africa. We have covered the West Indians with Brazil. Then we went over to Asia and we done covered the Buddha community in Bhutan, and now we're covering the Hispanic community in Ecuador. So now Ecuador Ecuador passed the same-sex marriage in what LGBT campaigners say is a landmark week. So all of this has been going on for the exception of the gay reparations. I think that came a little bit later. But as far as the countries that we've been naming off in this mini video series that I've been doing, all of this was during Pride Month in June. So this one reported June 13th, 2019. So 2 months ago and 2 days. Um, Ecuador decision to allow same-sex marriage has topped the landmark week for sexual diversity after Botswana decriminalized gay sex, and Bhutan, which once again we have covered those two videos already, took first steps to do so, say campaigners, marking the 50th anniversary of the LGBT rights movement. Once again, I also broke down the history of the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall riots that happened in 1969. Five of the nine judges in Ecuador's top court on Wednesday, local time, ruled in favor of two gay couples who sued after their request to be married was denied by the country's civil registry. Once again, history all over again of denying people who they want to be. Not that they darn gonna try to force you to join a darn gonna menage a trois. Not that they darn gonna try to do any innuendos with you, but because they just wanted to marry each other. We just now passing this in 2019. Just wanted to point that out there. The Latin American nation is the 27th country to allow same-sex marriage, and the move comes during the United States annual Pride Month and a month after Taiwan became the first territory in Asia to pass same-sex marriage. A day earlier, Botswana top court voted to decriminalize homosexuality, while Bhutan's lower house 6 days ago voted to repeal a similar law that needs upper chamber approval. And I will give an update on that. This would leave 68 nations where homosexual relations are illegal. The victories we've witnessed in the last couple of weeks will improve the lives of millions of LGBT people around the world, said Mathis Razek, director of program at international LGBT rights group All Out. We're witnessing an important moment in history as these victories will send out positive shockwaves across the world and inspire more activists to continue their fight for LGBT rights, he said. Come on, brown skin. Okay, I know y'all tired of every darn video I mentioned brown skin girls. We shine like pearl. Okay, that's the last time I do it until we do like a Black Lives Matter or a pro-black video. Cause I know y'all saying now Diva One. I understand the song's new, but bitch, we got tired of hearing your off-key version of it every video. That's the last time I want to say it, y'all. But I couldn't help it. It was hell. I wasn't expecting all this melanin magic in darn on Ecuador. Come on through, Ecuadorians. But anyways, despite the recent milestones, however, LGBT rights activists caution that significant global challenges remain. And y'all know I've been very vocal on what we need to do to darn on combat those vocal challenges. Now the problem is my fellow constituents going to be with me with the 14 size heel. Now I done told you what we need to do, and it ain't pretty. I told you what we need to do with the red heels, red bottoms, red heels, red bottoms, step, step, step. Now if you didn't get that joke, that means you ain't been watching my previous videos. You be laughing your ass off right now if you seen what I said what we need to do. We need to stop being passive And we need to stop darn on just using the red hills for walking and start using for something. But once again, I ain't gonna keep reiterating the previous videos. Y'all gonna check out my previous videos to get the gist of everything. But anyways, continuing on, this week the Vatican released an official document that rejected terms such as intersex and transgender that was designed to clarify sex education in the Catholic schools around the world. That's okay. And like I said, now this is where my church queen's gonna disagree with me. Like I said, I'm not for forcing myself upon people who don't want to be around my company and vice versa. So if I don't want you forcing your darn on Bible on me in my natural life, they have every right not to want to allow our sexuality and lifestyle in they darn on crooked church anyway. And it's like, hell, we shouldn't want to be associated with the darn on church. No way. I don't understand my church queens who feel compelled to be in the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. Throw it up now. Honey, I don't understand y'all. But yeah, I don't have no problems with they don't want the teaching in Catholic schools. If it's anything dealing with the Christianity, such as the church, you have every right to do that in your place of doctrine. But when it comes to public places like the courthouse, informing laws that impact all citizens' lives, public hospitals, hotels, schools that are not, Christian based, you don't get to extend your darn on biblical beliefs. But in a biblical church, in a biblical school, yeah, they can do that if they so choose. So yeah, I know I'm going to get some pushback from the my fellow LGBTs on that, but it is what it is on that. So continuing on, last month, Kenya's High Court upheld the country's ban on gay sex, which activists said would exacerbate existing violent prejudice. And Bhutan announced a decision to impose death by stoning for gay sex, but reversed it after a global backlash. Rightfully so, because once again, we talking about stoning because you don't agree with somebody. And then once again, that same Bible also agreed with stoning for darn gone for straight women for darn gone going out on your man. So put yourself in other people's shoes. Now, once again, you cherry picking when you want to use them Bible lyrics, because I could have sworn when it was talking about stoning, they wasn't darn gone talking about darn gone the couple that's commonly mentioned in Leviticus in the Bible. I do recall that stoning was darn gone in regards to women who went and cheated out on their men. But with all these darn gone cheaters and stuff we have today, adulterers, and like I said, the pastor be the main one. We ain't talking about stoning neither one of the darn gone women on the front of the church pew, honey. We ain't talking about stoning any one of them, honey. But then y'all want to try to uphold stoning gays and transgenders, bisexuals, and lesbians. Once again, that darn gone Bible, honey. Y'all keep cherry picking. This is why I keep having to say every single video. I keep sounding like a damn broken record. Every single video, it never fails. That darn gone hypocrisy. This that darn gone hypocrisy that darn gone Spice was speaking of, but it goes far beyond colorism, baby. And then it goes to continue with saying anti-gay rhetoric also surfaced during the European Union's preliminary elections, including by Poland's Law and Justice Party and Spain's far-right Vox Party, who challenged the acceptance of LGBT rights. In the U.S. in January, the Supreme Court lifted lower court rulings that blocked a Trump administration ban on certain transgender people from serving in the U.S. military. And once again, we broke that down in gay reparations, honey, allowing the policy to go into effect. And this is why reparations will be given out because of bullshit like this. Realistically, it shouldn't be a need for reparations. But when you have a darn gone president in 2019 literally affecting people's livelihoods We done mentioned back in the very first video of this series how Donald Trump was the darn on president who claims to be for our veterans and our military, support our troops, F them sons of bees on the football field for disrespecting our soldiers. Yet you disrespected so many soldiers who were currently active in the army by kicking them out simply because you didn't agree with their darn gender identity. They did something that you did not do, which is go and serve our country and darn fight for our country. Now, what happened to darn respect our darn veterans and respect our active army members? But here you go, just because somebody's transgender, you ran on the premise of darn acting like you was going to be for black people. You had a 10-point plan, but that's why I don't trust people who say we should have entertained Trump's 10-point plan, because look what he did with darn LGBT. He went in also holding the flag up as well. Y'all don't remember when he darn said he was going to be the best president for darn LGBT people, and look, you darn putting LGBT people out of jobs, including the darn U.S. military. But then if they have to go and rely on food stamps, because now you done kicked them out of darn jobs, you done made it where regular darn places can darn discriminate against them and feel the need to turn them back due to disagreements with their religion. Can't even go in a bakery, can't work, so you definitely can't work at the damn bakery. So, and then you try to go get food stamps. Hell, you're cutting food stamps off left and right for the darn people who do qualify. So now you're making it an impossible situation where now people are struggling. You kick them out the army. They can't get the job at the bakery. Be liable to get turned around for a checkup. And then you darn gonna try to go get some food stamps because now you put in this darn predicament based off your president. And then they darn gonna deny you for food stamps because under ABOD you got to be working at least such and such hours a week. But the darn president made it so you couldn't darn work. And y'all darn still arguing with me. Y'all still trying to debate me on whether reparations should be darn given out. Please darn give me a counter argument to this for people who still believe this at this point. I wait. But to get back off of the U.S. and to go back to Ecuador, honey. Once again, don't matter whether it's in our land or somewhere else, the darn bullshit, it proves itself time and time again that it's still the same. Because whatever there is progress, there is always steps backwards, said Neela Gosa, senior researcher in the LGBT rights program at Human Rights Watch. Conservative interpretations of religion block LGBT rights. And look at this shit right here. Sodomy is sin. Homosex is sin. We don't hate homos. Repent or perish. Bitch, darn follow your own darn cricket Bible first before you darn try to darn push that rhetoric off on somebody else. See, they wouldn't want me down there because we would be fighting for sure. Because I'd be like, well, shit, to follow the darn Bible, you darn be about ready to go mad and flip flop like a darn pancake in a darn skillet. Hell, even Jesus is contradicting his own self. God supposed to be the all-seeing God and loving of all people, but then again, it turns around in the second verse and say God is a jealous God and will strike you down if he caught you worshiping anything other than him. So he goes from being ultra-altruistic to darn self-centered. And the God supposed to be darn depicted in the Bible, woolly hair and copper skin, about much reminiscent of me. But then you darn have him looking as fair as this darn piece of darn hot trash right here. Once again, just full of darn contradictions. Even down to the creation of man. The woman supposed to be made from Eve supposed to be made from the rib of Adam, but then they supposed to be the creators of all people in the world. It's like, well, that's very eccentric. So isn't darn Eve in a way coming from the rib of Adam by scientifically, biologically related to Adam? They be offsprings of sorts in a way, or at least a genetic replication, and you share similar DNA, so any offspring that come from you will automatically be related. Once again, thinking of it on a scientific level sounds very incestuous to me. But these are the same people who are trying to uphold in Alabama and Texas here. Y'all are trying to overturn Roe versus Wade, where if an uncle rapes their niece, y'all don't mind the darn on 14-year-old niece carrying the baby, cause y'all so desperate to darn on up y'all darn on population. So it's okay for the darn gone uncles and daddies to darn gone be fathering children with their darn gone cousins and nieces and their own offspring. Because that's what y'all trying to do with darn gone making it where women can't even get abortions in those cases, in cases of incest, in cases of rape, in cases of trafficking that leads to rape, in those cases at all. In Texas and Alabama and other southern states, y'all trying to forbid that too. But then y'all want to turn around and y'all be the same ones, even in the states, saying the same rhetoric that these motherfuckers are doing right here in Ecuador. And then it's mighty funny that Ecuador, y'all doing all this darn on division, yet y'all coming over here in astronomical numbers, darn on fearing of darn on people overall. And I'm talking about the straight ones in blue. Maybe if y'all went darn on practicing division with that darn on religion of yours, and darn y'all unite against the gangsters that are darn gonna cause you to flee over here for your life, and you have everybody over on the darn on Democratic debate trying to speak Espanol. Got Cory Booker darn on stuttering, looking like something off of the motherfucking Bugs Life, honey. I thought I was looking at Bugs Life for a moment when I seen Cory Booker's darn on eyes shot up like darn on $50 motherfucking darn on coins, trying to stutter speaking Spanish. The one Spanish darn on person on the panel ain't even really speaking that much Spanish. Here you is go darn on speaking Spanish. Then the other one darn gonna start. So I say, ain't this about a bitch? You got darn gone Beto, aka Robert, darn gone speaking Espanol. Then you got Cory. And then I'm just waiting for darn gone Julian Castro to get started up. It's like, bitch, you Puerto Rican. You an Asian Puerto Rican. I'm just waiting for you to go ahead and spit out some. Y'all talking about Ecuador and darn gone El Salvador and all this shit. But then when you darn gonna go to the country and see what's the cause of the animosity of why they can't get their shit together, they darn gonna doing stuff like this. Let it make sense. Let it make sense. You over here darn gonna trying to come to America, darn gonna talk about, oh, I want a better life for myself, this, that, and the third, and all this, and I want to be a part of the American dream and be a part of the democracy. But you ain't in practicing what you want to darn gonna try to assimilate to in your own damn country. As a collective, y'all darn gonna trying to act darn gonna just as divisive over there. Darn gonna trying to cast sin on your darn on LGBT darn on neighbors. And I thought the Bible said leave that up to darn on God to judge. But here y'all is trying to limit what LGBTs are doing in your own country. So you can't just blame all this shit on the darn on drugs and the gangs and everything, because it's y'all ass in the high positions that are darn on doing this shit. So how are we supposed to take you seriously when you come over here trying to darn on act like you're going to be good? You can't even get it right in your own damn country. And then you want somebody to feel sorry for you. And then when Africans are coming from darn on Libya and Sudan and having to cross through the same borders, you trying to block their black ass out. Hypocrisy all the way around. So you can't get the shit right in your own country. You darn gonna punishing LGBTs in your own country. Then you're trying to make it over here. Darn gonna making it hard for black Americans. And then with the Africans trying to come in, you're blocking them from darn gonna coming in. But everything supposed to be surrounded on you. Once again, the whole darn gone system is fucked up over there in Ecuador. Like I just can't believe it. But once again, let's continue on. Why am I hearing music? Okay, like I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted. But at least I will say, at least these motherfuckers in my life let me get through not one but two earlier videos today totally uninterrupted. That's a first. Usually I can't get through one video without the phone even ringing or somebody knocking on the door. So the fact that I at least made it to the third video Honey, that's worth a round of applause right there within itself for y'all that's been with me for a long time and know about my constant interruptions throughout videos. But let's get back on to the topic of these foods, honey. So conservatives around social issues, particularly religious conservatives, take progress on LGBT rights as a threat to their belief system, said Ms. Gusso. Once again, just so motherfucking insecure. It's like, why don't you keep your darn on biblical ass up in that Bible to your darn on self? Y'all darn on so scared of what? Somebody living their own life. Somebody darn on being happy and not being darn on conditioned to that darn on brainwashed Bible of yours. Somebody not having the darn on following your darn on lead of looking up to darn on spirit darn on dainty. That's what you so scared of, you so insecure, self-centered ass. But anyways, in Ecuador, the Life and Family Movement, a right-wing Christian group, led much of the opposition to same-sex marriage. Once again, don't matter whether it's America, don't matter whether it's Africa. You darn, it don't matter what the language is. It can be Kiswahili, it can be darn on Buddha, and it can be darn on Espanol and Ecuador. Once again, what's the motherfucking common denominator? Christian. Christian mingle. You can't mingle your ass to y'all motherfucking selves. You always got to darn on trying to mingle your motherfucking belief system upon people who don't want it. But then y'all be the main ones trying to flip it on us, talking about we trying to force our lifestyles on you. But here you is darn on trying to pass laws and stuff to make our lives darn on different. They argue marriage was determined by a 2008 constitution which granted civil unions to same-sex couples, and any further changes required a referendum or amendment in parliament. The vast majority of the Ecuadorian people, through referendum, approved a constitution that reserved marriage for heterosexual couples. Carlos Arsenio Laco, a lawyer for the group, told local TV channel El Comercio. Ecuador's LGBTQ community celebrated the majority court decision. Okay. That sounds rather contradictory, but okay. After a fight of almost 20 years, gay marriage has been achieved, and it gives us a guiding light for many other proposals on human rights, said Diane Rodriguez, president of the Ecuadorian Federation of LGBT organizations and the first trans woman elected to Ecuador's National Assembly. Honey, bless her and let her have much protection over her, because I know she deals with the stress on a daily. Because me just reading this article about having me fired up, so I can only imagine the stress she goes through on a daily basis dealing with these motherfuckers. But that is it, y'all. So this is Ecuador. And once again, throughout this whole series, what has been the common denominator? What has been the common denominator? It don't matter whether you're black or white. It's always been that Bible. And we seen it with black folks in America being used, having that Bible used to keep us in a state of darn on submission. We see it with white darn on alt-rights here in America. We see it with Africans over on the motherland. We see it with the Buddhist people, the fair-skinned ones that look like Jackie Chan, and the deeper tan ones that look like him. Then we go to Brazil. They darn on got the double the black population in us, and they have them darn on whipped down with that Bible. You got a lot of majority of the countries are mixed in some fashion. A majority is not white, and then they still darn on got the foot on their neck by the white man. And then we ended off with Ecuador. Darn on, they feel so much threatened in their country overall. You coming here in astronomical numbers to a country that's supposed to be a democracy, that's supposed to be for everybody. But then here you is darn on not even trying to practice it in your own country, but you trying to assimilate to a country that's supposed to be for the rights of everybody to have the right to not be religious if they so choose, not having to be forced to be conditioned to follow laws that are truly misguided and darn gone wrapped up in the Bible, biblical beliefs, trying to dictate who you can be with. As long as you with a fellow consenting adult, it shouldn't be none of your motherfucking business who somebody's with and what they doing. Nobody darn gonna check it out you. But like I said, I don't get these folks. I truly don't. Especially Ecuador. Like Ecuador is the most darn gone hypocritical one thus far, because it's like here you is coming to the darn gone country while simultaneously blocking Africans trying to come through the same pathway. Then you come in with the prejudice towards Black Americans here. Then you want to practice darn on homophobia and transphobia in your own country. But meanwhile, you can't even get your own self together to stay in your country. You come here by fear of moral peril to your life, as opposed to just coming to make a better dream. Because that's what most of y'all are trying to claim, that y'all are in fear. Y'all got all these drugs and gangs and everything else in Ecuador and El Salvador and all these Hispanic countries, to the point we got the Democratic darn gone presidential candidate speaking Espanol to you as if you can already vote. They ain't coming down trying to darn gone speak hood talk with us. They only mention one darn gone area. They mention Baltimore, Maryland as the rat infestation. They mention the black folks up north. They ain't mention nothing. They ain't hardly mention nobody in North Carolina. They ain't mention none of us Southern people. I have yet to hear them mention anybody in North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, Kentucky, Arkansas, or any darn gone southern area where a black person have a draw or a twang or a rasp to their motherfucking voice. You mentioned just one area. They just mentioned the Midwest. They went out to darn on Detroit. Just very stereotypical. You go to Detroit. You go to you mentioned Baltimore, Chicago. What's next? Darn on Compton and Philly. But the majority of black people is in the damn South. Now Cory Booker, I will give Cory Booker his half-ass point. He after he finished darn on speaking that darn on Spanish, giving bug eye teas, honey, he darn on went to South Carolina church. And of course, Marion Williams is the only one speaking for reparations for us. But everybody else, Kamala with her darn on Jamaican hot sauce, darn on Elizabeth Warren. I was surprised her ass ain't speak no Navajo on the darn on debate stage, talking about Native American reparations. But I'm willing to bet her ass don't even know how to speak a lick of Navajo, nor have even traveled to the Navajo reservations to even darn go and converse with actual Native American Indians on what should be the appropriate amount of reparations. Because who is you as a white person that darn gonna exclusively determine an arbitrary number out of your ass? Because you claim that you had some Indian heritage and your family's still trying to cling on to the Indian heritage, but y'all don't show no DNA proof. You don't have no darn on history on the dolls roll or anything. But you darn gonna advocate for Native American reservations? Reparations? Just a joke, not nationwide but worldwide. All of them is a darn gone trip, honey. Just draining. Just mentally draining. It all goes back to that darn on that good old Bible thing. But that's it, y'all. I'm done. I'm so glad. I know some of y'all was annoyed by even seeing this darn on series, because some of y'all that recently subscribed to me is on the black side of the community, pro-blackness, and I know y'all saying darn on deep one, we darn on subscribe to your ass, and here you darn on come darn on just darn on distort it all in us, honey. Just threw all of it at us. I'm sorry, but imagine me having to darn gonna live this on a daily basis. I just have to say this to all my pro-black people that recently subscribed to me. If you irritated just by listening to me, just by seeing me having to do 3 or 4 videos on the topic of LGBT, imagine having to live it on a daily basis, where I darn gone can get turned out of a bakery. Get turned away from a doctor's appointment. Get turned away from a hotel room if I had a partner. get denied a house, be denied entry from the army. It's impossible for me to go to the army now, even if I want to. So imagine having to live this on a daily basis. And I'm just going to leave it with y'all at that. Once again, if we could just agree to darn gonna let people be, and you keep your Bible to yourself, and I keep my darn on sexuality and my gender identity to myself. Don't have to darn gonna invite me to your house, and I don't want you to come to mine with that darn on Bible. If we could darn gonna just agree to be cordial, we could darn gonna do far better. But that's just my darn gone 2 cents on it. I'd love to know y'all 2 cents. Go ahead and sound off in the comments, like or dislike, comment or give your constructive criticisms. Share this video if you so choose, and I will see y'all soon with more videos. Mwah.